So here it goes. First, greased up sports punishment here. We had Smooches giving me cheesesteak taquitos from 7-Eleven. I have to eat some cheesesteak taquitos from 7-Eleven. I mean, some people think this is a punishment. Not me. So, I'm just gonna dive in here. It was on the rotator, a little sketchy, but that's why it's a punishment. Real mush. Yeah, he was right. Definitely the worst part. Definitely the worst part about this is just definitely how long it's probably been sitting out for. Something you don't want to really think about while you're eating it, but hey, punishment's a punishment.
Back at all right, cut this out, start action. Welcome back, episode 2 of the Greased Up Sports Podcast. We have another special guest this week, and you're going to see who that is. But before we start, I want to thank Eiffel's Apparel for the sponsorship. No better way to send your Snapchats in with Eiffel's. Deb, did you know that Eiffel's, when you take a Snapchat of it, it actually says selfies?
That's one thing I did not know. Very rare.
Crucial during a quarantine.
Yeah, I mean, I can tell you a little something I learned this week.
Let's hear it.
If you guys would enjoy that. It's a little different than last week. No rope involved. I'd like to preface this by saying we are not sponsored by this book, but I've been reading the 4 agreements this week. So I just want to go over them. See if you guys can maybe learn from it as well. So number 1, be impeccable with your word. So if you say you're going to show up at the boat at 10 a.m., you show up at 10 and not 1 o'clock. Number 2, don't take anything personally. Nothing others do is because of you. What others say and do is a projection of their own reality. So basically, nothing's your fault. It's always the other person.
So when I beat you in a race, what are you going to do about it?
Well, that actually goes to my next one. Don't make assumptions. Number 3. Wow. So, Santo, you might want to read this. Don't make assumptions. Find the courage to ask questions and to express what you really want. You want to beat me, but you haven't beat me yet. Number 4, this is probably the most simple book thing of all time. Always do your best.
Always do your best. That's just good life lessons right there. Do your best.
Yeah, that one's easy enough. But and it's a good book. Something to kind of keep in mind as you find your way through your life. Great stuff.
You've been reading this during quarantine, or you just kind of skipping along with it?
No, I've been reading it. I've read it a couple months back. Just revisited it this week.
Does it have pictures?
Pictures? Nah. So it's all words.
I'm a huge book with pictures guy. I don't like words. You remember those illustrated classics that we used to read in elementary school, and one page would be a picture and then the other page would be writing in like size 24 font? Those are the books I want.
Oh yeah.
Those are the books I need.
You don't even have to read. You get the whole story through the pictures.
I've been doing audiobooks.
1,000 words.
Not a big brag, but
that was actually recommended.
A weird brag.
Recommended by friend of the podcast, Sean Gillen. Just want to give him a little shout out, Sean. Kale Bowl guy.
Wouldn't trust it.
Noodle.
Kale Bowl.
Kale Bowl.
What else you find for us this week, Dev?
So as you know, I've been looking, been finding these missed connections on Craigslist. Yeah. There's always some good ones.
The people loved them.
Yeah, they're good stuff. This week I have a local one, actually, right here in Gloucester.
Local.
Ooh, baby.
Yeah. So the title is Miss Those Dogtown Romps. And it starts by saying,
"This is my mom."
Told you to stop doing that, Mom. All right, so it goes, you know the days of going down that straight path and finding a towel hanging from a tree or something, and you follow and find a real female slut ready to serve? I haven't experienced that yet in Dogtown. Like you would go, say, on a Thursday morning. All right, he's giving us a nice day for it. Okay. Of this week and have fun. Oh, Thursday morning of this week. So that's when he's trying to go to Dogtown and have a little fun. Email me, her master, for details. So if anyone wants to go to the Dogtown and have a little fun.
Wait, excuse me. What was the
Thursday
email?
Thursday morning.
What was the email?
See if I press reply here.
Oh, I thought you said it. Never mind. But yeah, that's wild. I heard a lot of crazy stuff about Dogtown, but this is definitely a new one for me.
I knew there was like dolls in there from like the 1800s and like the witch trials and all that shit, but I didn't know there was prostitution going on down there too.
Yeah, some wild shit.
Gloucester Dogtown, crazy place, man.
Gloucester Dogtown, crazy
Haunted,
place.
full of sluts.
You know what's gonna be crazy? This draft coming up, online draft.
Oof.
Virtual draft. What do you think about the virtual draft? You think there's gonna be like hackers and shit, all that bullshit going on?
Goodell in his mom's basement. That's gonna be good.
Loser. I don't know if there'll be hackers, but there's definitely gonna be some technical difficulties. I heard they did a mock draft today, and the kid, one of the GMs, his son was like using too much bandwidth on his Wi-Fi, so it was fucking up his stream. Yeah.
I heard the mock draft. I heard the mock draft. They ran into complications on pick number 1. So yeah, I think there's gonna be some. Yeah, so I think there's gonna be some bumps in the road for them.
I know there's they have like 3 landlines. One of them's going to the GMs, like all 31 other GMs. One of them's, I believe, going right to Roger Goodell, and then I don't know what the third one's for. But I mean, I don't understand why you can't just have like one to like right to Roger Goodell. You know what I mean? Like that's all you really need is just the pick that's coming in. You don't need to talk to the other GMs.
Oh, so there's like a middleman?
Every GM has. Yeah, I don't really know what's gonna happen. I don't know. It's gonna be all messed up. Who's going first though? Joe Burrows?
Of course, yeah.
It's a consensus, yeah.
I mean, his small hands.
Yeah, I mean,
small hands.
They need a quarterback anyway. They can't pass up on him. It'd be stupid.
He doesn't grip with the 2 and 6. So I don't know if I'd take him.
Is there any?
I mean,
high school quarterback.
Why do they want? I mean, I
ran the wing T.
I understand they need a quarterback. But Andy Dalton isn't that bad. The Red Rocket is not bad. Did you see that Instagram video he put up a couple weeks ago? And he was just slinging it into the net. He went like 7%.
Everyone slings it on fucking Instagram.
He's past his prime though. He's not gonna build the franchise anymore. They had their little run.
I understand that. I get that. But I don't know. Is Joe Burrows the answer? Is he the consensus number 1 draft with the best O-line of all time in college football?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know. He is loaded too. Like he had so many weapons that were always open by 4 or 5 yards.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
I mean. That championship game.
I think I might bet on it though. I don't know. I know I'm not going to be the only one. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of people betting on this draft. It's going to be funny.
There's probably no pick for the number 1 draft pick, and if it is, then it's probably like minus 375. It's probably big.
Even the second one, because that's going to be what's the Ohio State?
Chase Young.
Yeah.
Chase Young. He's going to be a beast.
Yeah, he's probably the best talent. He's probably the best talent in this draft.
He's a freak of nature. He's an absolute freak of nature.
You need a quarterback, you know.
Yeah, they said Chase Young might grow to be 6'8". That's what his dad thinks because of like his family genetics.
That's what his dad's saying.
And he's already a fucking unit.
I wish I had that size. If I was 6'8", guess what I'd be doing?
Oh, we heard.
Dunking on people.
So easy, dude.
I don't know. What do you think? What do you think the Pats gonna do? You think the Pats gonna draft a quarterback? You think they're gonna trade down? You think they're gonna not have a first round pick and get like 4 fourth round picks like they usually do?
I think there's a good chance they'll roll with Stidham and then take another flyer, but not even like a flyer, but maybe like a 4th round guy and like a Jake Fromm or something.
I love Jake Fromm. I would love to see Jake Fromm in a Pats jersey.
He's so good. He's so similar to Stidham though, like good SEC quarterbacks and not like standouts, but good.
I mean, Jake Fromm, his freshman and sophomore year was an absolute stud. Last year, his team was just destroyed by injuries, and he still performed decent. He wasn't as good as he was his freshman and sophomore year, but
so yeah, I mean, I'd be down for something like that. And then we have other needs, so use the other picks before that.
You think we trade out Joe Thuney?
Do we franchise him?
We franchise him, but we can still trade him.
Yeah.
I would because I think you're gonna have to pay him like $15 million a year, and you're already paying Shaq Mason a ton. Like I don't think you should put that much into your guards when your tackles are an issue.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I want a stud tight end more than anything. I mean, that's the most like glaring need.
So hard to find.
Speaking of stud tight ends, I was looking through the draft and I didn't really I haven't seen it much the draft yet, but I always kind of look for like some funny names. So I saw one tight end. His name was Cheyenne O'Grady. I was like, that might look good on the back of a Pats uniform.
That sounds like a grandma.
Was that a draft prospect? What round was he going to be drafted in?
Oh, he was close to the bottom of a 255 player list. So yeah, I don't know.
I heard.
Maybe he's one of those Belichick late rounders, you know.
I don't know. I heard Mr. Irrelevant was going to our one and only Devin Hemian out of GHS.
Ooh.
I think I still have a shot. They haven't written me off yet, so.
Good
Still send
blocking
him the-
ability, good
Yeah.
hands.
Still send him the huddle once in a while.
And the Massachusetts Pirates are on the clock.
Yeah. Yeah, that should be my first step to NFL stardom. No, North Shore Generals first. And then I'll go to the
You have
Mass
to beat me in a
Pirates.
race before. Then you can put that on your huddle tape.
Yeah, that's good for the resume.
Love
Beat
it.
former high school quarterback in race.
Did you guys watch the MJ Last Dance last night?
Yeah. I thought it was.
What did you think of it?
I thought it was pretty good. Definitely, it was definitely good content. Missed content,
Yeah.
so I'll take anything right now. Anything that's not porn.
The one thing that infuriated me, and I'm sure with everyone else, was how, like, 1 second I'm watching it, and it's telling me about Scottie Pippen's 95 season, how he should be getting more money. And then, like, 3 minutes later, it jumps back to Michael Jordan's, like, 85, 86 season, where he broke his ankle. And for a second, I'm, like, watching this, and I'm like, oh, is this happening in 96? And then I realize that it's his second season in the NBA, and I'm like, what is happening here? And then, like, 3 minutes later, it goes back to, like, his childhood. I'm like, why isn't this all just, like, chronological?
Yeah, I hear that. Dude, my favorite part was Jordan making fun of the GM, Jerry Krause. He was shitting on him. Yeah, like shitting on him. He's like, are those diet pills? Those diet pills or tall pills?
Oh, my God. Hilarious. Absolutely great.
I think that's why Jordan thought he might come off as a dick in the show. But that's just him, like, messing around. I don't know.
I think there needs to be a prequel documentary on the traveling cocaine circus of which the Bulls were before Jordan got there, because I need more info on that. Like, fuck the rest of this, dude. Fuck the championships. What the fuck were these guys before him doing? Like, that's a fucking documentary.
Imagine walking in, like, you're a rookie. This is me at Steve's bachelor party, by the way. I walk in the room and they got, like, strippers over here, lines of coke over here, people smoke weed over there, and I'm like, I'm out. Yeah,
I have a duty to
smoke
serve.
weed. It's 420, bro. How's you guys 420 going?
Oh,
yeah, I've been sober all day.
Pretty lit.
Wow, look at you. Me too.
Yeah, might as well be a Fed.
I mean, if you're not a teenager and you're still celebrating 420 like it's a legit holiday, it's time to grow up. It's time to grow up.
Kind of a tough scene, but
I mean, the weed's legal now. Like, you can smoke it every day. Everyone smokes it every day. So why is, like, 420 the thing where it's like, oh, 420? It's like Christmas morning for fucking potheads.
Wasn't it invented by, like, a group of, like, random high school kids or some shit?
I have no idea what the history of it is.
Yeah, me and my buddies.
Yeah, well, it's a fact. I'll do a fact check.
Yeah, hit us up with some facts.
All right, one sec here.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean, that documentary last night, like, before I was kind of, like, on the fence of LeBron versus MJ, and, like, I'm not huge on basketball. Like, I watch it, but I'm not, like, a big fact guy on basketball. But that kind of, like, watching his mentality and seeing what he did to the Bulls organization, I didn't know that they were, like, god-awful before he came there. That kind of made me think, like, maybe, like, all right, this argument has some validity to it now, but I think MJ is the best.
Yeah, I mean, I think buckle in. I think LeBron is worlds better than
Worlds better?
Yeah.
Worlds better. You're not.
That is a hot take.
Is that your red card or are you drinking?
No, it's my red card. That's all I have right now. So
Worlds better is a hot take. I mean, you can make the argument that he's, like, better. There's definitely plenty of people that will make that argument, but to say he's worlds better,
you can say he played against better competition. LeBron has overall, not by too much. I mean, the skill levels are a lot different from theirs, but
exactly. I mean,
the game's changed.
It's so hard to debate generations because everyone's faster, quicker, stronger now than they were back then.
I mean, yeah, I just think, he would just plow through those guys back then. He just has so much more muscle and speed on him than any of those guys.
But he was small when he entered the league. He was small until he started playing the Pistons. And they were like, as you saw in the what's coming up next, they showed that he was like, oh, when I played the Pistons, they gave it to me. And he was like, all right, that offseason I just spent only in the weight room because they were bullying him.
Yeah, he spent it in the weight room, and he still probably didn't spend like a quarter or a fraction of the time that LeBron has spent in the weight room. And LeBron's just a freaking he's a freak.
He's a
dude.
freak of nature. Yeah, he's
freak.
the best athlete on earth.
He's
There's
a freak.
no
And
question about
obviously
that.
Jordan was a freak too, but he was a freak without like all this fucking added shit that you've been able to gain access to as an athlete over the years. And it's kind of unfair because if he was in Jordan's shoes, he probably wouldn't be as good because I don't think he's as good as a shooter.
I think MJ was a better scorer.
Pure shooter, no way. Yeah.
MJ's better scorer and a better winner.
But I just think LeBron would be able to get to the hole anytime he wanted back then. When there are some guys that strictly their jobs in the NBA nowadays is to like literally stop LeBron. They have no other skills in the NBA other than being able to clog LeBron up and like slow him down.
Well, kind of depends on your argument too. If you're arguing like pure talent or like their list of accomplishments, like you could say Mahomes is like might be better than Brady eventually, just pure talent wise.
Whoa,
pure talent wise.
Whoa.
You got a red on me for that?
You're giving red on that,
dude. Mahomes fucking slings it like no one else can. Yeah, just pure talent.
No. I know.
Pure
it's
talent.
just
Mahomes has it on Brady.
It's just hard for me to let go of Brady right now.
Brady has it.
It's just I don't know. It's just a weird argument. You have to argue like a certain point, I guess.
It is weird. I don't know.
For real.
It's like, are you? I don't know. Are you better at that position as a whole, or just pure athleticism?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So a lot of that has to go with the brain and all that.
Did you guys watch the horse competition at all?
I didn't tune into it. I saw like little clips and highlights of it, but
yeah. Speaking of more content, that was something I just like couldn't tried and I just couldn't watch.
Yeah, I watched like little highlights and they were like stupid. I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna get some heat for this one, but like you can't throw a WNBA player in with like these ridiculous stud NBA players. Like, then it just throws the whole game of horse off because you can be like, all right, I'm tossing it between the legs, slamming. And what's the WNBA player going to do?
I mean, back to LeBron. What's he doing? What's he at home just fucking making TikToks with the family? Like, he can't, like, go to his backyard hoop and, like, start filming for the fucking boys, dude? Like,
he's drinking vino. He's got vino to drink.
Like, where was he, dude? We had fucking Paul Pierce, like, miss a layup or a dunk. Like, I don't even know what it was. I think he lost, like, horse straight out. Like,
Paul Pierce lost? Really?
Yeah, dude. Like, we had Trey Young was on, like, a Fisher-Price hoop. Like, it was ridiculous, dude.
Yeah, don't they have good hoops? That was the one that I watched.
It was like, if you're going to do it, just fucking do it. But, like, they didn't even try. They were like, all right, we're just going to throw something out there.
He lost to Chauncey Billups, didn't he?
Yes. I think so.
The dude hasn't been in the league in, like, 7 years.
Chauncey, probably still balls in the Y.
Yeah.
Chauncey Billups.
Mr. Big Shot.
I love Chauncey, though. Chauncey was a stud when he played.
Yeah, he was nice. Gritty on defense, too. Oh, do you want to hear the 420 story before we move on?
Yeah.
I just found
let's do it.
So there's this group of high school kids out in California, and they had a spot that they would chill outside the school behind a wall. And they found out that there's this guy in the Coast Guard who had planted a weed plant, and he would no longer take care of it. And the Coast Guard guy gave him, like, a treasure map to go find it. And they found it. And then they would meet once a day outside the high school at 420 every day. So they just walk by each other in the hallways and be like, yo, 420, 420. It started out as 420 Lewis, and they dropped it to just 420. And then somehow it made it out into, like, popular culture.
That's insane that it made it, like, worldwide or
I don't know.
America. Is it worldwide? You think it's worldwide at this point?
Probably, yeah.
That's crazy. That's what this podcast is going to become, just a couple boys being boys, you know? All of a sudden, worldwide.
Dude, it's kind of like
Prestige worldwide.
I hope I'm as big as 420 one day.
It's like the same thing as saying you got a safety meeting.
Ooh.
Like Titus says. Same shit. Just say 420.
Safety meeting.
Safe?
Safety first. So, yeah, that's it.
That's insane. I was just going to say, what do you guys think about teams, like, tanking for the NFL? Sorry to pop around, but.
Yeah, so we were saying earlier, like, I like the NBA setup a lot where you kind of de-incentivize. Yeah, tanking. So it's like 14 teams have an equal chance of being the number one pick.
Yeah, I think the hardest part about the NFL tanking is that players don't really want to tank. Like, the GMs might, and they'll try to trade the good players away. But then these young guys that are playing in their spots, given the fact that they have the opportunity, they're like, well, I got to play. I'm not just going to, like, not try this down or not try this series.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely harder to like get a whole team to like tank rather than like 5 guys on a court to tank.
Yeah.
Or like, the conspiracy back in the day that like KG and the Timberwolves are tanking. Like all they had to do back then was just get KG on board. Like the rest of the team could be tryhards and like it wouldn't matter.
Mhm.
But like you
Well,
can't
to
really
bring
do
it
that
back-
in the NFL.
Bring it full circle back to the MJ thing last night. Do you think they were trying to tank in that 85-86 season where they put him on 7.5-minute time limits?
Yeah.
I think they just they
Right?
thought they didn't have a real shot to compete for anything, so they figured why waste this year and not get us out of a draft pick. So I guess they're kind of tanking. But
So if you
still-
were on that team, would you be pissed, or would you be like, man, you know what, I could get a pretty good draft pick?
No, I would hate that. I would hate that. Definitely.
Yeah, that would kind of suck. Kind of makes you feel like a worthless player. I feel like, I don't know.
I would hate that
Yeah.
more than having to poop after taking a shower.
That's a terrible feeling. That's a terrible feeling.
That's shit I hate right there.
Oh my god, that is shit you hate. Give me
Literally.
a shit you hate. Tell me one shit.
I had
you
one
hate.
written down here. Oh yeah, so this is a current one, but I see these kids on Facebook selling fucking weights during the coronavirus for like triple the price.
Yeah,
And
it's
I
insane.
I understand the whole like supply and demand thing. I took econ a little bit, but
Should I do that?
yeah,
I gotta
Yeah.
bench that.
it's like karma, you just don't do that kind of shit. We'll come back to get them eventually.
Yeah.
But something I hate.
Yeah, I would hate that too. for
Current
sure.
topic.
Yeah.
Current topic. DJ, you should just sell them. They're just dusting down there, anyways.
I mean, they are. I don't
It's
even know
not
what they
getting
look like.
They weigh something.
You know what I love though? Instead of shit I hate, you know what I love? You ever get a really good clementine? Well, before you even bite into the clementine, first you gotta peel it off. I don't know if you're like me, but I always try to peel it in just one whole like
Ooh.
peel, so I
Ooh.
don't rip any of it. It's literally just like one nice like
Yeah.
it falls apart.
This correlates
Yeah,
with you being a
that's
napkin
porn.
folder too.
I am a napkin folder. If you're not
Yeah.
a napkin folder, you're insane. I put that poll up on Instagram like a while back, and I was blown away by the people that just crumple up a napkin like an absolute animal.
It's a napkin.
I
Who
don't know.
cares?
I understand that. I mean, some napkins are terrible. Some napkins are way worse than other napkins. But either way, I'm still grabbing the napkin. I'm like wiping my face, my lips like a normal person. I'm giving it a little fold and I'm putting it right back down. I'm not just like grabbing it, wrinkling it, and shoving it in my face.
There's nothing normal about you.
Yeah, I think you're on the wrong
I
side.
think I'm
both
pretty
of these.
normal. I'm pretty normal. I don't know.
Yeah.
I do love that though. Fucking the one peel. It's like just dropping the dress in one drop, and then she's just nude,
I would do anything
Very
to see a
satisfying.
girl drop a dress right now.
Do it.
I do it. I'd
W-
anything ever. Yeah, that'd be
Anything.
nice.
For all the girls listening to this, if you ever wanted to hit me up, if you ever wanted to slide into my DMs,
Girls are
do
listening
it now.
to this?
Do it now. Do it now, please.
Have you seen our
Thank you.
demographic? There's like 8 girls listening, or maybe if that.
Wow, yeah, you
But I
guys'
would love
numbers
for that
are
to
real high.
Yeah. Yeah, one thing, speaking of girls and wiping your face with food and whatever, going out to public establishments with your friends. I miss
Seeing
that.
a girl?
No,
Oh.
things I love.
Oh,
Yeah, just going to
Oh,
Stones
yeah.
on a Thursday night.
I didn't know
getting
where
some
you were
food.
going with that.
yeah. I thought he was just making a statement.
I thought he was gonna be like bringing a girl to a public establishment and like eating pulled pork sandwich, like things you can't eat when you bring a girl on a date. Don't get pulled pork sandwiches.
Pulled pork would be tough.
Don't get ribs.
Dude, pulled pork at Stones
know.
is tough to
Holy
eat in
God.
general.
Wait,
no matter-
why can't
no
you
matter
get
who's
pulled
there.
pork sandwiches and ribs?
Just have shit all over your
You're
face
just gonna
all
make
the
a
time.
mess, dude. You're gonna make a mess of yourself.
What
mean-
I can't do, I can't eat anything spicy because then I just start profusely sweating, and then I'm just like,
Ripping
oh my
sweat.
god, just started making trips back and forth to the bathroom. They're like, what the hell is this kid doing? I'm like,
I wouldn't.
I'm good.
I went on a date one time, right? And
I don't know why I don't tell them I'm sweating because I don't know what else they be thinking I'm doing, but
Diarrhea,
I went on a
probably.
date one time, right? And we got pizza. So I'm a big crushed red pepper guy on my pizza. So I'm lathering
course.
it on there, shaking away.
Mhm.
I'm doing fine with it. But then I grabbed one, and like one of the pieces of crushed red didn't really sit on the pizza well. So I went to go bite in, and the crushed red flake just flew into the back of my throat, and I started like instantly, and I couldn't stop coughing for legit like probably 5 to 7 minutes, and I just felt like the biggest idiot of all time because this is the first date with this girl too, by the way. So I'm like, this is it. I'm done. Like, I'm never gonna see this girl again. I'm never gonna hang out with her again.
Oh yeah.
Dude, the way you just did that
It's
reminded me of fucking Larry David. The way you did the cough thing. Classic.
Yeah, I love a good first date bomb. Nothing better. But I love fuzzy socks more. That's where I'm gonna end that at. I love fuzzy socks.
Fuzzy socks? Ooh. All right.
Yeah, that's.
I kind of forgot about fuzzy socks a little bit. Good stuff though.
Bro.
I have one pair of fuzzy socks, and I love wearing them, but you can only wear them during the wintertime. If you're waking up with
that's what I
fuzzy
was just
socks in
thinking.
the summertime.
Yeah,
Are you a sleeping with socks type of guy? You remind me of a sleeping with socks type of guy.
Honestly, that is a fucking insult. And like,
That's-
I'm gonna red card you for that.
It just feels so unnatural, dude. I can't even do it. I can't fall asleep with socks on.
If you
I'd
sleep
honestly-
with socks on, you're an absolute psychopath.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, huge, big time.
If you sleep with anything but boxers on, you're a psychopath. And that's even if you sleep with boxers on.
I sleep with shorts on occasionally, or like boxer shorts. I don't know how to explain them.
I'll
You
toss
think?
him
Red
one on
card.
that. I'll give him one on that. It's not even a hot take, but I'll give him one. I just want to see him drink.
That's ridiculous. Wow.
Do you
Oh,
even have a beer tonight? What are you drinking?
Dude, I have no beers.
oh wow,
Whoa.
Dev.
I'm drinking straight oxygen right now.
Breaking the rules.
I got these
I like it.
spring.
Yeah.
How do I get that to
Dude, I plugged
Spring
Cape Ann Brewing
IPA.
last week. Oh,
I
okay.
don't know where these are from. Hopefully not Lynn.
I'm going light on the disease tonight.
Corona Light. Nice.
These are from
Yep.
Portland, Maine.
Just a little shortness of breath.
Spring IPA. It's tasty. I don't know.
Oh well. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
You
so
know.
I was thinking of on the things I love. You know, I just really wish I could just go to Stone's on a Thursday, watch a sports game with the boys, get a sandwich, a couple Kona, big waves, whatever you call them.
Oh my god.
You know, I just want to be able to hang
I
out
would-
and just fucking do nothing but have a good time.
I would just love for
is
life to be
Stone-
normal again.
Yeah.
Dev, is Stone's your favorite spot in town for to get like food and like kind of
Like-
just chill on like a weekday or something like that?
Yeah, I'd say that's number one for me right now. for
Yeah,
sure.
I think so too.
And
Yeah, that's a
on,
good
on the
spot.
weekend, you know, in Gloucester, like what's the spot in town on the weekend nowadays? Because it used to be the marker. You used to be the president there, obviously.
Big time on here, yeah.
The mayor, the myth, the legend.
But I mean, in the summer, if we have a normal summer, obviously Blue Co's pretty popping.
That's your spot.
Yeah,
I mean,
Blue Co's
you're
good
the-
time.
Minglewood's all right. I don't
realistically,
love
Dev, you are the captain. People follow you right from Winger all the way to the bar. So, you know.
You think?
I think it's that contagious laugh. That's what it is.
Maybe, dude. I
He's
don't
like
know.
half stumbling, but he like, I think he's got this. But you keep watching him, he's still just stumbling away. You know, he's got this, and then he laughs, and everyone's like, "Let's go, let's follow this guy."
Just pure entertainment.
Yeah.
Can't
I'll
do without
follow
all
you
my
anyway.
pals. Hey, follow me into a dark alley. We'll get out somehow.
For sure. I'll just throw my life jacket on and we're ready to go.
Facts.
Fun fact: me and Devin boarded like 15 boats one night trying to find his phone.
Oh yeah, that was quite the night. We were doing like 40 through the river.
Yeah, that was a good time. It was high tide. I remember Devin smashed, obviously. So we're like bombing through the river right now.
If you're
I'm
hammered,
like-
there's no such thing as a wake anyways.
Yeah,
You're
no.
good.
How's that?
So I'm sitting there playing with the trim to make it so I had the boats like absolutely cruising maximum speed, and he's just full burst ahead. He turns to me, he looks, he's like, "Dude, get a video of me turning on the boat." So I pull up my phone, take a video of him turning on the boat, as if like you're gonna see the whole boat like go sideways. He's be like riding. It literally just looks like he's going straight ahead. He looks at it after, he's like, "Oh, that's piff."
Good PR, Santo.
I love it.
Well, you shaved your stash, so
I did, dude. Sunday morning, I woke up and I was like, I don't know, man. I need a new beginning on the stash. That's all it is. It was getting too thick.
sad, man.
I know,
I thought
shame.
we were in this together, and you just
Lucky.
left us.
I'm just taking like a 2-day break. I still got a little stash going there. Just need to give a little trim,
I
you know.
mean, that's all I've been doing is cutting like right around the lips. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, I gave it a nice little buzz and it was looking all right, but then I just got a little greedy.
And
Got
you
rid of all
decided
the,
to can it.
yeah, just candor.
That's
I don't know.
unfortunate, man.
Don't really have any
Sad.
excuses. Just fucking something happened in my brain. Couldn't help it.
That's sad.
Yeah,
Sad.
very sad.
Apply some chapstick.
There it is, Brett's
Chapstick.
Bees.
What else do we
Burt's
want?
Bees, not a sponsor, but a plug. I'll plug in Burt's Bees. That's my shit.
Yeah, are we sponsored today?
Yeah, we're sponsored by Eiffels.
Yeah, we shout
Oh, that's
out
right.
to me.
Sponsored by Eiffels.
We have another sponsor lined up, I believe, though. We won't drop it yet, but
Oh, yeah, we.
Won't drop it yet. Not yet.
many sponsors want to hop on the show.
I know, it's crazy. One episode and everyone's already blowing us up.
Yeah, for real. Oh, we're also
No one's
another.
asked me.
We're also almost at 200 followers, and I saw one of them was Colette. She liked our videos.
Oh.
That was very
Yeah.
nice of her. A little
Yeah.
float. Love that.
Yeah. Colts Canine Camp.
Fire
Don't
tag.
know why that's her Insta, but yeah.
Why not, dude? I like it.
Hey, yeah, it's pretty solid.
Everyone listening, follow it.
Yeah, Colts Canine.
Yo,
Camp.
question for you guys. What is the best satisfaction in sports? In like sound-wise, just strictly sound. Bar down in hockey.
Ooh.
The crack of a bat, a home
Baseball
run crack of
stinks.
the bat, or a perfect swoosh.
I'm going bar down. I'm not even a hockey guy, but I think that's
Bar down.
It just silences the whole entire arena. Just ping. It's fucking sick.
I don't know. I might go with a crack of the bat because, like, there's different cracks of the bats, and, like, you can hear the
Mhm.
crack of the bat, and you know it when it's going
No.
out, and you're like, oh, and everyone's
Yeah.
like, yeah. So I'm going to go with the crack of the bat. That just
Crack
got
of
me
the bat.
jazzed. Right? I'm like chills right now. Like, I miss sports.
All right, now let's go back more things. Biggest satisfaction viewing wise is like a nice fadeaway. I'm making these up on the fly. A nice fadeaway, a double play. I love double plays.
Don't play
Or a
the
nice sidelines catch.
I'm going with DP. There's more moving parts. And there's a lot more like variation to it, I guess.
I'm going to go with the sideline catch. Because they can get fancy sometimes. You're just like the toes are just like hitting blades of grass, you know.
And you see
And
the turf
yeah.
coming up.
Yeah,
Toe drag is sick.
they're doing the
I mean-
MJ, you know, like yeah, definitely.
I watched, I'm not even going to lie to you, an hour-long compilation of, and I only know the word compilation from porn. Fun fact.
All of us.
I watched an hour-long compilation
The hell's
of
that?
double plays in the MLB.
Yeah, I don't think I like it that
So
much.
I'm going with the double play.
Yeah, I knew you would go with the double play.
There's nothing better than a clean double play.
Santo in high school would try to turn two when there was nobody on base.
You guys see that shit?
I like that. I like that take. All right, would now be a good time to plug in the plug?
Yeah, whatever that means. Patching them in.
Coming in from the log.
Mm-hmm. Coming in from the log live. Sue Hayden.
Hey, there he is.
There they are.
Hello. Can you hear us?
Can you guys hear us?
Great background.
What do you think?
Hey,
Well,
there
we
he is.
The one and only Dave Sudbay, mostly known for his wonderful, wonderful car dealership as you're driving into Gloucester, but he also taught me how to ski when I was a little boy. Dave, what's going on?
How are you, Santo? Have you
I'm doing all right.
lately on those skis?
I still stink at skiing.
We know.
Straight ahead.
Hi, Dad.
Hey, how are you, dude?
What's up?
Plus, hey, Devin, you're in too.
I'm here. I'm ready to roll.
Look at you.
I know. Look
This
at
is a
me.
big league production we have going on here.
So I don't have the earbuds, so is that okay?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
fine.
As long as
Yeah,
you can hear
you're
us.
a boomer. It's fine.
You don't look as legit, but it's all right.
You gotta like the background, don't you?
Oh, I love
I
that.
love it. We are all Patriots. So what do you think
Bobby.
about the Patriots? I mean, big day today. What's going on in your head?
Gronk's a pussy. Okay? He wants to go down and play with Tommy, and he can't handle Bill. Okay, that's the bottom line.
I hear you. He wants a special
No, he's
treatment.
changed.
Do you think he just
Yeah.
wanted to party it up and that's why he was like done last year? He was like, I don't want to deal with Bill anymore. I just want to live my life. I want to party. Fuck all this shit.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much what it was with him. He's just having fun. That's all. And he will probably down there with that coach because that coach is all about a fun time. And, Bill's tough. And Bill saw his production going down, so he's like, hey, listen. He tried to trade him the year before, and Gronk was so bullshit about that. And, hey, we would have got a first-round draft pick for him, but we may not have won a championship. So
Yeah, that's for sure.
Since you said that, what do you think about the return? So I know we got a 4th-round pick, trading for the 7th-round pick, but then it frees up the cap space too. What do you like? That's big.
No, it does not. It does not have the cap space. No, we took the cap hit last year on him, and so he didn't cost us anything on it. But something to get a 4th rounder for somebody that's retired, that's pretty good, really, actually. And so I'm psyched with that. That's good.
Yeah,
I'll
retired.
be interested to see how he does down there. He looked pretty skinny last time I saw him.
Yeah,
I guess he's
put the
been putting
beat
on
back
some
on.
weight. That's what Schefter tweeted out, was that he's been putting on some weight trying to bulk up for this season because I think he kind of knew that he wanted to come back. He knew Tom was going to be out. I don't know if he knew that he was going to play with Tom again, but
I feel like it was planned a little bit for sure. I don't know. What do you think?
I think that he wanted to play with Tom, that's for sure. But, Gronk's funny. You just don't know with him at times how he's going to be. And he might be like, yeah, let's just do it. Okay. And so I'm happy. I'm happy he's going down there. I think there will be some good theater. I think it'll be good to see, the Patriots, the whole Patriots nation is going to be watching that real close. That's for sure.
Oh, for sure. For sure. The Bucs went from having no primetime games, and now they're probably gonna have the most primetime games in the NFL this year.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm all aboard the Stidham and Lacoste train right now. Hop on while you can.
They'll be rolling.
Hey, my prediction is we're 11-5. Okay, and we'll be right in the thick of things. Look, these two guys. Okay,
this is what I think about Gronk and Tom.
The reveal.
Gotta get a fire going.
Oh, show off those abs.
Boston, baby.
Still with Boston. How are we gonna go 11-5, Dave? Just coaching? How are we gonna go 11-5? We don't have too much talent this year.
Well, that's not true at all. We had the best defense in the league last year, and quite frankly, I think it'll probably get better with some of these guys. And our secondary is as good as anybody's. And then you get some other guys like Harry. He's going to come in and he's going to start playing a role. You'll see him and Stidham. I mean, look, Brady didn't have a good year last year. I don't care what anybody says. Okay, I mean, he really didn't. I was not happy with him. And it seemed like he was wearing his emotions on his sleeve after every game. He was the most miserable 8-0 quarterback, okay, last year. Okay, that was said. So, you just gotta. I think that it's going to be fun. Stidham, I think, is going to be the guy. I don't think they're going to go after Tua. I'd be surprised if they do. They know something because of Saban. He's the only guy I think they would go after. And, Bill's going to rebuild in a year, okay, that, quite frankly, is going to be really kind of screwed up with everything that's going on in the world. So, but I still
He planned it. He definitely planned it.
No question. And we got
he always
tons of
has a
cap
plan.
space the next year. I'm looking forward to this season. I think it's going to be fun.
So Dad,
You've
been a season ticket holder since what year?
Well, I first had season tickets back in '86, and I got them through Pontiac Motor Division because we gave cars to the players and to use, and we got
shout out Pontiac.
Yeah, that was pretty good. And then we got rid of them for a couple of years, and they were awful. Okay, you had the Rod Rust years, and then we picked them back up in '94 when Kraft bought the team. So Bob gave me this a couple of years ago, and not many people get that. Okay,
Bobby.
And if you can see what that says on it, it says,
"Oh shit!
Wow,
Hey.
look at that."
And,
25 years.
And Mr. Kraft sent a really nice letter, okay, and thanking for the business, and it was it was really touching when it came in the mail. I'll tell you that. Along with the other things, every year they send us something, but that year was because I was a 25-year season ticket holder. So.
Do you think you and Bob Kraft are kind of like best friends now because you have a ball?
No, I've been friends with him for a long time. And even Tom Brady, I mean, how can you not? We're all living through these guys. I mean, we're so lucky.
Absolutely.
We're so lucky, okay, to have what we have as a Patriot fan. So you guys like the new uniforms?
I like the new uniforms.
I don't know. They're a little basic.
Yeah, I mean, I thought they were gonna like do something more with them. They just look like the Color Rush uniforms.
That's what they are.
Yeah, so they're just permanent now, I guess. I don't know. I thought maybe they were gonna try and bring back like the red jerseys with maybe like some white helmets or something, just so you can play around with some other like. So the thing is I think they needed the white helmets to use the red jerseys, and I don't know. I mean,
the NFL doesn't want
seem
teams
like they
to
want
have
to do
more than
that.
2 helmets, but that doesn't make sense because like when the Steelers do the or not the Steelers, when the Packers do their alternate uniforms,
Yeah,
they have helmets too. So I
exactly.
don't understand why they allow it sometimes, they don't at other times.
Yeah.
Well, that's just Bob going to sell a few more jerseys. I don't think he's going to sell any 12s though this year.
No 12s.
I don't think so. Do you think anyone's going to wear 12 this year? Think maybe Mohamed Sanu is going to take it?
I don't think he can.
That would be wild.
Oh boy,
that would be mayhem. Belichick
Dave,
would love
it.
With all this animosity you have towards Tom Brady now that he left, do you still want to see him get signed to the Patriots and retire in a Pats uniform, or are you just done with him at this point? You're like, screw you.
For me, no. I listen. I still love Brady. I mean, he's given me more joy than just about any sports athlete in this town. And I don't begrudge him for going off and doing that deal with Tampa Bay. Bill didn't want him, okay? And Brady wants to play. And listen, if he wants to play, good luck to him. Maybe he'll do okay. I definitely want him to retire a Patriot. He will retire a Patriot, and he'll go into the Hall of Fame as a Patriot, and that's awesome, So, but if we have to play against him, which we do next year, and if he's still on the team, that will be a good ticket.
That will be a pricey one. Are you going to go to that game?
Well,
hopefully if anyone's going to that game,
Seriously, we need it back.
You think the Bucs have a good shot these next couple of years?
I don't. I don't think this. I don't think the coach is really the type of coach that you win in the NFL with. I'll be honest with you. You got a lot of young kids that are coming up all the time, and he's kind of a swashbuckler, which maybe a little bit down there in Tampa Bay. But the fact of the matter is I don't see it. I don't. So hey, we'll see. I mean, that franchise is the biggest losing franchise. This is what Gronk and Brady went to. They're the biggest losers out of any sports team as far as for the last 30 years, the worst winning percentage. So we'll see if they turn it around. And let me tell you something, if they do it, anybody, it's going to have to be them. But so we'll see.
I mean, what'd they go last year? They went like 8-8 last year, didn't they?
I don't know.
That's not terrible for having Jameis Winston throwing 30 picks a game. Now you have Tom Brady in there. You add Gronk in.
I think
Bruce Arians isn't a bad
7-9.
coach. I mean, he had some good coaching years with Carson Palmer back in the day on the Cardinals. He obviously coached Andrew Luck and Peyton Manning.
Never done much in the playoffs, though.
Yeah, he's never done much in the playoffs.
Good quarterback coach.
He gets to the playoffs at least.
Yeah.
No, he coached Roethlisberger is who he coached. He was an offensive coordinator with Pittsburgh. Look, I mean, the guy is probably a decent guy and everything else, but I just don't see it. I mean, you got to be tough in this league. This guy wants to go out and have beers with his players. I mean, that's not Bill.
No. I heard he has tailgates in the parking lot after games.
Yeah, he's Gronk is going to love this guy. Okay, I mean that's why he wants to play with a guy like this. He can't handle what Bill was giving him anymore. But he didn't know what was good for him either. So we'll see.
You think
You think that's why? No, go ahead, Dev.
I was gonna say, you think when the players on the Patriots get to a certain stature, they want that special treatment, and Bill isn't willing to give it to them, so that's why they get all kind of flustered.
Well, I would say some of them do, and obviously Brady turned into that for a little while. He was a little bit of a diva, and he wanted his own body coach, and and he wanted all the stuff that you didn't want to have to come to spring practice. He's like, I need to take care of my kids, which I respect if that's really what he's doing. But the fact of the matter is that's not what Bill wants. And Bill was done with that a while ago. He really was. And it's important because you can't build a team around that, and you can't have all these prima donnas. And Gronk became that too. And so, we moved on. And they asked Bill the other day, and I don't know if you guys saw the thing, what he said. They asked him after, a couple things about Brady, and he said, and then they tried to, and he answered it to a certain degree, and he said, listen, I can talk all day about Tom, but listen, we're here to talk about the draft. And so they circle around, they asked him again about Brady, and he's like, that's water over the bridge, okay? In other words, Bill's moved on, okay? And that's the way he is with all the players. It doesn't matter who he is, it's Tom Brady, it's Gronk. I mean, he tried to trade Gronk, okay? I mean.
Yeah, I mean, Bill's already on to the draft, definitely.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. They're not coming back.
Which is good.
So, Dave, what do you think is going to happen during the draft?
In Bill we trust.
In Bill we trust.
I think we got to go offensive and defensive lines. We need somebody to set the edge on defense and offense. I think we could use a center. I really do. I think a good center would be money well spent. Somebody that can pull, and that's what I'd like to see. Yeah, I mean, we're gonna have to run the ball, and we can with our defense. If we can run the ball with our defense, we'll win a lot of games. And just
do you think Sony's the guy to run the ball?
I think combination. Yeah, I do. I think he's fine if he's healthy. I think he's fine. He just needs to have the holes opened up for him.
Yeah, that's the only thing with Sony. That's what I don't really like about him. I don't think he can make things happen. I think he needs the hole to be there to make something happen. Whereas you have other backs in the NFL that can make something out of nothing. Where Sony just, I don't see it out of him.
I mean, if he's anything like he was his rookie year, which I thought he had a really good season that year. I mean, I would say, I would say would be good. I mean, really. And then you got this other kid that we drafted out of Alabama last year.
Damian Harris.
Yeah, I never saw him.
And then you got White. Okay, White's a good back. I mean, so we can run the ball. We just need to have the offensive line needs to come to the table. I mean, the offensive line was a train wreck last year. The only thing in the offensive line that was good was Tooney. And that's it. I mean, when we lost Andrews, that really screwed us. And then from there it got worse. So.
Hopefully Andrews.
Is he gonna come back?
Yeah, I think that's still up in the
air. I'm not sure, but that's why I want to draft it. Everything starts at center. Okay,
yeah,
when you play football, everything starts there. And if you get a good center, a good athletic center, then oh man, I'm telling you, that would be a big help for us. Mm-hmm. So that's where I like to go.
I like the take.
I would like that. Next year, I saw we have the cap space next year is like $100 million projected, and we have a first round, a second round, I think 3 third rounds, a fourth, a fifth, 3 sixth, and a seventh. And who knows? Beautiful. I mean, knowing Bill, we're gonna have 1 million picks for next year because he's gonna trade a bunch of picks this year for next year's.
Yeah.
Eventually, he's just gonna have all picks and no players.
Yeah.
It's assets.
It's draft capital. Look. We'll see where he goes with some of the stuff he's going to do. I mean, Bill's he likes signing veterans too. A good quality vet. He loves that, especially somebody that hasn't won a championship and wants to win one. So Bill's gonna rise to the occasion. He wants to prove that he's got a pretty good program. He's got a great coaching staff. You got McDaniels still there. Patriots are, just because Brady's gone, doesn't mean we're done, okay? Let me tell you something. Bill is more important. He is. Trust me on this, guys, okay? He is the guy. And
there it is.
He will show that.
You
There
heard
it
it
is.
first.
Love it.
Dave
So
Sudbay, we
that
are
doesn't
all
mean you're gonna.
Patriots.
So that doesn't mean you're gonna go to any less games this year, and I can go to more.
No. We'll have to. I figured it out. Okay, we have to have a 6 foot.
Gotta shoot your shot.
Quarter around. So you can't. There's only going to be about 10,000 people in the stadium. Okay, because of what we got. So what we're gonna do.
So
is
I didn't make the cut.
yeah, no, it's only one person for the 4 tickets we got. So yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy.
That'll be
It's gonna
interesting.
be crazy. Yeah, but before we let you go, what did you say their record was gonna be this year? I wanna have it in stone.
Well, I'm going out and believe me, Vegas is at 8.5. Okay. I think we're just gonna, we're probably gonna be, I think, 10 or 11 wins, and it's gonna be tough because we've got a really tough schedule. I don't know if you guys have seen. Okay, we got to go cross country several times next year, and that's not easy. You got San Francisco. We're playing that division. That's a tough division. We got Seattle. We got the Rams. Those are good teams out there, really. And so I think that's good. And I also think that our division's getting better. You got Miami that looks like they're coming up and coming. Buffalo looked good last year. Their players. I don't know what's going on with the Jets. I mean, that I think is still.
Who knows?
I mean, but,
Goddamn Jets.
yeah, I mean, but they could come out of nowhere too. You just never know with football. You could get a couple of good players, and if somebody gets hurt, whatever. So. But I still believe in our coaches and the defense, and these guys have a lot of pride. Okay, I mean they're champions, and I'll tell you something right now, it's hard to knock off the champs. So, that's what I think. So
you had them at
So what's your
11
record?
wins.
We are all Patriots. Okay, and Bill we trust.
I love it.
So we trust.
So what'd you have, Matt? 11 wins?
Well, it might be. Well, yeah, probably. Let's do 11.
I love it.
He's calling 11.
Yeah. Yep. I just think that we're going to still be tough. And if this kid Stidham gets a chance, which I think he's going to, he could be okay. Our offense is a little dink and dunk, okay? It's really up to the backs to come through, okay? You got to get people like Sony Michel being able to catch the ball out of the backfield. Stuff like that. He hasn't done that. He needs to do stuff like that. We got to spread that ball around. You can't just feed Edelman. Brady was killing Edelman, okay? I mean, the guy was like a Labrador retriever, and he just kept going out and out and out and he killed. Okay? You can't keep doing that to the guy, And so what will happen is we'll spread the ball around because, this guy will trust other people where Brady didn't trust him. And we'll see if they come up. I think we'll have a good team. I do. I'm looking forward to it. It's one of my, we've been spoiled for a long time. And so it's nice to go out there and kind of like, okay, listen, we might lose this game. It's going to be intense. This crowd's going to get loud again. Okay. Cause we haven't been that loud because we've been sitting on our hands for the last few years. We've been spoiled.
Not me.
No, but
Not me.
You've seen it.
Yeah, no, I have.
It's you're gonna see a different dynamic.
It's definitely gonna be different this year.
Yep.
People are gonna want it more. Definitely.
It's gonna be exciting. It's cool to see something new. We haven't been through a season where we've been like, just like what Matt was saying. I don't know what's gonna happen this game, and that's gonna be almost every game for us now.
Yep.
It's gonna be fun to watch.
Fresh start.
I'm excited for it.
So we got 11 wins. We got Bills more important than Brady, and we got Gronk's a pussy.
Yeah.
Is that a solid recap there?
Yeah, and Brady's a traitor.
The traitor. All right, one more thing. This is what I need to know. All right, Dave, you're sitting at a campfire, right? You got a glass of whiskey in your hand, all your buddies are around. What is the go-to Dave Sudbay story? The joke you got.
The joke I have?
Yeah, I want to hear the go-to Dave Sudbay joke.
Okay, well, let me think. Okay, so a guy comes in and he needs to get a brain transplant. And he's got to go to the brain store. And he's like, okay, well, listen, I'm looking over here and I've got this brain. It's in a jar. And it's like, this brain is $3.99 a pound. And that's a German brain. And so he looks over there and he sees another one. And he sees an Irish brain for $5.99 a pound. Then he keeps over. He's going over here and he looks over and he sees an Italian brain. There's no price on it. And the guy says, "Well, how much is the Italian brain?" He says, $20 a pound. He says, "Oh, why is the Italian brain so much money?" He says, "It's never been used."
That's unbelievable.
This thing's firing on all cylinders all the time.
That's going straight to the
Right.
Instagram.
Oh,
That's
man.
good.
Dave just roasted me.
There you go.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, and go Pats.
Go Pats.
Yeah.
All right,
Go
see you guys.
Pats.
Thanks,
Take
Take
Dave.
care, Dave. Thank you.
Have a good one.
Nighty nights.
Hey, what's up? This is the Smooch Scoop Week 2. I'm going to start right off the bat with this whole red card punishment thing that we got going on. This week was, again, very low scoring. Just really not a lot of action in this sector of the podcast. So we got Devin with 1, DJ with 1, Santo with 0. Santo is quickly en route to be the good boy of this pairing, and he's going to have to break out of that mold soon if he wants that to happen at all. It might get stuck pretty quick. So the punishment for the two of you, since you both tied, I think you're just going to have to record next week's episode without a shirt on. And, no hiding the body with camera work or whatever. I want to see full nips the whole time. You guys touched on the draft. If you watch the draft for any reason, you're just an absolute loser. Just sitting down for a night and watching grown men pick other grown men for their sports ball team is just a ridiculous waste of time. The only way it'd be interesting, I think, is if they add a little bit of danger to it. And, if you declared for the draft but didn't get picked, execute it immediately. And you make that year's Hall of Fame class do the killing. So there's, an element of danger. It's sad. It's emotional. It's just a real entertaining masterpiece altogether. You also touched on tanking. I've discussed this idea with you and many other people. I think it'd be fantastic if the NFL introduced a relegation system like the European soccer leagues do. Last place NFL team goes back to college. First place college team goes to the NFL. So you kind of get this win-win scenario where some college players get to come up, they play pro ball, they get some money. NFL players go back to school, they finish off a few credits, maybe end up with a degree, and then once they finally have to retire due to injuries and go bankrupt, they'll have a degree to fall back on, which I think would be really good. I think really what this podcast needs is a beef. And there's really only one target right now. We got the Brown Bag Lunch Bunch over there just doing their thing. I think they got a good thing going on, but I think we could really spice this up with a beef. So I'm going to give Curtis a call right now and see if he is down to beef. Not even ringing. Hopefully I have the right number. Oh, there we go. Probably gonna have to leave a voicemail. Oof. Hey Curtis, Pat Kelly here over at Greased Up Sports Podcast. I was just curious if you had any interest over there in starting a feud, some sort of beef. Figured we could kind of go back and forth with insults. We could start off with how collectively as a unit we're taller than you guys. And then you guys come back with something like that. Or something along those lines. Just give me a call back. Let me know what you think. Talk to you later. Bye. So we'll see how that pans out. And we'll see you next week.
Greased Up Sports Podcast.